going on, YouTube? I'll be right back. Give me just 1 second. Listen, fellas, you want to get your face wash, your skincare routine intact? I use Tiege Henry. It's a daily face wash with an AM, PM moisturizers with instructions in the box that's very clear on how to get it together. I know this is not something common that us men do, but it's very important that we take care of our skin. On top of that, the ladies love it. Get yourself a box of Tiege Henry. It comes in the mail, ships within a week. If you click the link in my description, you would get 40% off your first order and 20% off a lifetime. On top of that, sign up to the app and you'll get even more deals. Me, I got a special. I got the grooming kit. I was able to get my nail clippers and everything that I needed to get myself together to go outside. Tiege Henry is the way when I tell you the perfect men's skincare routine. Get yourself a box of Tiege Henry. What is going on? What is going on, YouTube? What is going on? We got the ladies in the building. Everyone do me a favor and unmute your mics, unmute your mics. What is good?
Hello.
What is good?
Good evening.
You know?
Hey.
Yo.
Got the ladies in the building for grown women talking. Plus Mingo. GMT. We in the building. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. So, ladies, we got a new hitter on deck. Sydney, what's up?
What's up, y'all?
What up?
Hey, girl.
You know what I'm saying? And we got Tiara. Tiara's on vacation, so she gonna be with us for a while, but she will drop off. I know she said so. I hope I can keep her on for the whole show, but we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what
It
happens.
depends on what we talking about. It depends on what we talking about.
I know that's right.
We'll see.
So we
You know
got
what I'm saying? She got things to do. But listen, I appreciate you for taking some time with us either way. You know? So, Kid, I know you got something going on right now with your business. Please announce it real quick and just let us know, because I know you got a class coming up. You are on mute, talking about a lollipop.
You know what? I was gonna mind it. I figured people would read lips and they would get what I was saying, because clearly. But I am actually teaching an infused lollipop class. So if you like, to mix your cannabis with your treats, I'm gonna actually be teaching you guys how to make these. That's actually going to be coming up really soon. I'm going to put some details out about it. We do have our apparel line out now as well. So you'll actually see some really cute shirts and hoodies and things. So definitely make sure that you're following the website. I'll make sure I put that in the chat comments as well. And it's going to be, just a good time overall. So, if you guys want to learn anything you want to know about cannabis, or if you want to get and be a part of the industry, whether it's from cultivation to advocacy, hook me up. I'll hook you up. Sounds good.
We got you. Sydney, you're in the content creating business. What do you do?
Yes, so I am a real estate broker. I also have a content creation studio that I'm opening very soon. I'm also heavily invested in the community in terms of equitable housing. So I'm also the vice president of property management for the Greensboro Housing Authority. So I do a little shaking and shifting here and there. So I'm all over the board.
Nice. We got the business people in the building. Yo, we got Matt. Matt is in the comments and he is early tonight. What's good with that cannabis stock? He wants to know what's up with that cannabis stock.
So there are a couple that are getting ready to make some comebacks. You also have a couple of NFTs that are, minted with the cannabis as well. I would look at Tilray. Tilray was one that was really popular back a couple of years ago. I want to say maybe 2019, 2020. It really did big numbers, but then of course, as industries do, but it's actually one that's going to be coming back. And then there's another man, I'll get back to you. I'll actually look up the name of it, Matt, and I'll drop it in there for you. But there's a couple of different cannabis stocks. Look at Canadian stocks as well, because cannabis is alive and well there, and they are definitely doing numbers. So those are a couple I could throw at you right quick. And me just telling you what I know does not mean I am a financial advisor. Make sure that you do your research, as that is smart investing.
There we go. There we go. There we go. And the other two ladies, my wife, Dion MUA, she needs no introduction. What is good? What is good?
Well, her coral.
We just, I mean, you know, because I feel like I may have to clutch them tonight, so I just made sure I had an array of pearls to clutch, you know. So I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. So I ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So as far as what's going on, we still making up adulting. We are still childless in these Charlotte streets. So we're living our life like it's golden right now. Got a little golden D, you know, and we just living life. It's beautiful. It's beautiful right now.
That's what's up. And Jess with the channel, her YouTube channel is growing. It is growing, and I am so proud of her. Not to sound like a dad or anything. I don't, you know.
Yeah, that's giving dad vibes.
But, sorry. All right, you know what? I'm happy for you. Let's leave it.
Thank you. You just gonna let it do what it do.
Let it do what it do. Let it do what it do. All right,
trying to stay humble. That's what that is. That's what that response was. She was like,
I know.
You know, I'm just trying to do. I'm just trying to make it any way I can. You know.
Y'all gonna see a viral video from Just Justified soon. Trust me when I tell you. What up, Marietta? You are in the chat. What is good? You came to argue with me tonight. I love you no matter what. So. So let's do this. Let's get this going.
Let's get into it. Let's get into some things, child.
Let's get into some things. Let's get into some things.
That's a lot.
So before I get started, I'd like for everyone that's in the building right now to go and hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Don't be scared. It costs you nothing to hit the like button. It's the most freest thing you could do in this lifetime. Hit the like button.
Y'all been watching the channel. Stop. We not dating no more. We go together. So just press it and just be locked in. Just
real
be
bad.
Locked in. Right. Real bad. Yes.
Right.
I don't do one night stands. Come on, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
Right. So we're gonna get this thing going. We're gonna get this thing going. Hit the like button, make yourself at home. As Kenny would say, stomp the like button. And here we go. So I got a topic for y'all today. We're gonna talk about something that I believe is now some of the people on the panel I already know it disagrees with me. But I believe this, and it's not just her. It's not single-handedly Sexy Red is damaging our community. I know y'all saw the thumbnail, right? But I do believe that a society could rise no higher than its women, right? And it's because you guys are, in most cases, the most social. You put things together for a community to thrive, for men to actually be inspired and build, right? And it's always been that way, right? We build things to make women comfortable. But when you start to kind of lose that, I believe it hurts. So I'm going to play something real quick. You let me know something that happened from back in the days when BET Awards, and I don't think it was ever classy, but it had the ladies of substance in it. Now, this is what it has turned into.
Give me eyes up top. Eyes up top, Zach. Eyes up top, baby. Eyes up top. Hey, throw some money. Throw that money. Eyes up top. Hey.
All right, craziness. So hold on. I just want to show y'all what it's doing to our little girls. So I had to play that in its entirety to show y'all. I wanted to see reactions. And chat, please be active tonight. Get active in the chat. What up? What up? What up? All right. So let's do this. Oh, we got Foundational Black in the building. What up? And we got Wall Street in the building. We got my man Mo in the building.
Ooh,
David Williams in the building. Oh my God. We ready for
I'm
this,
already
y'all. So
clutching my pearls. Like, I don't even
So
know.
can I start?
go right ahead.
I'm already clutching my pearls. Like, I'm
She ready.
Okay,
not the babies. Not the babies. Lord.
It's the babies for me.
Listen, I'm a preschool teacher. I see it.
I'm gonna say this as a parent. As a parent and as a person that used to be a child, there's a couple of things happening here, right? Sexy Red is adult entertainment. We know that. Let's establish that. She is for adults. Unfortunately, adult entertainment sometimes get marked, and I'm not saying sometimes, most of the time it get into the wrong hands, and that's our babies, right? So what we saw in that video was a case of bad parenting. If you as a grown woman and a grown man would like to hear shake that B, hands on your knees, you have the opportunity to do that because that is your music taste. But you have children who don't have a choice in this thing, right? So they're not able to consent, right? You as a parent need to fine tune that. There's things in this world that's going to be not in agreement with what you're trying to do in your household. I'm very aware of that. I know you can't shield your babies forever, but as long as they are babies, it is our job as parents to be role models and to place role models in our children's lives through uncles and aunts, other community groups, and of course, mother and father, parents, actual parents, right? So it's up to us to try to monitor and gatekeep those children at those innocent ages before we talk about entertainers being our children's role models. Because I know that's where we're going to be heading with this conversation is the Sexy Reds and the Trinas. And we're going to get into the Kayas, the Lil Kim, the Suki Hanas.
The culture altogether is watering down. I remember before parents never used to even like curse in front of their child. Now they just letting it rip. Like I witnessed it. They just let it rip. Like
it's different strokes for different. I don't know what everybody does in their household, but we have a standard in me and my husband's household. But what I'm saying is it is up to the parents to parent in the way that they see fit. Now, Sexy Red is not a good example of you allowing your child to listen to, that type of music. But I'm not going to lie. I was 12 and I heard, ooh, chi wally wally, ooh, chi bang bang. And that was who? Who sung that song?
That was Nas.
Was that Nas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was Nas. I don't know who was singing, but that was definitely a Nas record.
If we're gonna talk about the Sexy Reds, we're gonna talk about the Nas's. We're gonna talk about some other the Tip Drill with Nelly. We're gonna talk about it. If we're gonna talk about it,
oh boy.
Yeah, that was a Nas record.
I feel where you coming from, T. I feel you. I promise you, I do.
That was an adult song, but I was exposed to it when I was 12, 13 years old. But in that video, it was a baby, so In
my humble opinion, Miss Red is a cultural ailment.
But how influential is Sexy Red today compared to Nas when I was
12? More influential. Way more influential. But I'm gonna let we can hear you. We can hear you, Dion. She like, why is she still talking and I'm talking? What is that about?
Wait.
Where my mic at? Hold on.
No, to me, honestly, misread is a cultural ailment at this point. Like I felt like we all needed a shot of penicillin from watching that little snippet. Like she is, to me, the the comparison I got for her is cultural chlamydia at this point. Like she's the clap. And we all need a shot and we need to not be exposed to this. Like this is not okay. We don't need to be itching. We don't need to be burning. I'm sorry. It's too much. It's too much for me.
Nicki
The
Minaj
baby's
started
over
this
here
type of
twerking.
acceptance.
Like it's a lot. Like I feel like the glorification of stripper culture is like at an all-time high. Like how are you on a red carpet throwing money in the air? Like what are you doing?
So Dion,
Yeah.
you mean you can't twerk on your hospital bed? You telling me that's wrong?
Are you pregnant?
I mean, that's not classy to you?
You see,
You know
I got
why?
my pearls on tonight, so we're not
You
gonna
know
even
why?
start there with the class, okay?
You know why? You know why?
Because what is
You know why,
happening?
ladies? You know why it's more influential than it was back in the day? Because back in the day, we didn't have social media. Back in the day, we didn't have, your children didn't have access to worldwide things as we do today. And trust me, I born in 81. So being born in 81, I could tell you how new this technology is.
Of
And the
course.
fact that it's so new that your child, you could put as many parental locks on things. You could, I'm gonna give you the perfect example. I brought my son to a bike show, right? Nice, clean bike show. And showing the nice bikes off, an older woman had a slingshot. In that slingshot, she decided, because she won, she decided to blast, guess what? My coochie's pink, my booty hole is brown. And my son was there with me. And other kids was there dancing with their parents while this was going on. I literally had to pick my son up and run with him, so that way he could not hear it in its entirety. But
Earmuffs, earmuffs.
Guess what? He heard it though.
Of course.
He heard it though. So we could try to shield as much as we want, but we all know our shield is only a level of protection for when this world actually gets a hold of our children. So
but let's take it even a little further, Mingo. I'm sorry, but even with TikTok, they're introduced to these songs even by hearing little clips, by the little dances and all that stuff, and then they're hearing it and already exposed to it, and then sometimes it's as easy as that.
And I think for me, I love words, and so when you think about words, a lot of them have double entendres. So when you talk about them, the market, the industry looking at us as consumers, it's not just a customer that's purchasing this music. It's you are what you eat. So we are literally ingesting all of these things, and we're thinking that it doesn't affect us, but we're all connected. It's going to affect us just like it affected your son because someone was listening to it out in the open, and it's inappropriate. So we really got to be mindful about what we're consuming, for sure.
Right. I'm seeing it as an actual cultural problem, and it's bigger than just like, okay, I could shield it. Music has always been influential in every society in every way. The problem is that this is a lack of accountability on us because we don't know who's who anymore. You have the corporate women listening to this stuff in their cars, right? You have people floating about this lifestyle like it's okay, and it's promoting. If you watch Sexy Red on the interview, I literally did a reaction video about her where she's literally talking about getting vaginal. Okay, I'm trying to be YouTube sensitive here. She got what do you call it? What are you, the vagina
Venereal
thing?
disease, VD, STIs.
She got VD. She got VD. That's how we gonna put it on YouTube. She got VD. Her and her man got VD.
STD, STI.
STI, I guess. But it was through her and her man. She didn't know who was burning who. She didn't know if she was burning her man or he was burning. Like, she didn't know what was going on. All they both knew was that it smelled bad. And then they decided to go to the clinic to realize, like, wow, we both got something that is like, whoa, it stinks. And
What did
this
I
was
just say?
okay.
Is the cultural equivalent to the clap. Just
Right.
clap it.
And she said this on an
Literally.
interview on the internet that your kids could access to. And guess what the host did when they was interviewing her? It was actually Angela Yee. And you know, when she was interviewed by Angela Yee, they laughed it off like, oh my God, girl, that's crazy. That's funny.
I'm gonna have to. Okay, so
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Okay,
T.
girl.
Go ahead.
Okay, girl. Okay. They just
Oh no,
clapped.
it's the internet. It's the internet. Oh man. Oh
Is she
man.
frozen? I don't think she's frozen. No. I see her blinking.
Oh yeah, she's like.
Terry, you can hear us?
Blink twice if you're in danger.
I think she's shocked at what I told her. So, Kit. Yo, Kit, what's
I
your
have a
thoughts on
question.
this? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Kid got her lollipop, kid. I cannot.
Did anybody grow up in certain areas?
What does that mean? We all grew up in the area.
Oh man, it's her internet. Don't do that.
I'm good.
Am I frozen?
You
No,
were.
I think you could talk. I think
Oh, can you
you're
hear
not-
me now?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me
Okay,
now?
good. Yes.
Yeah.
It's the Verizon reference. I cannot. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
So,
See?
Again.
Go ahead, kid. Come on, Kit Kat. Say what you gotta say. T.R. She gonna come back.
She'll come back.
Dang, the connection is on vacation too.
There we go. Yeah,
Dang, wow.
her
That's
and the
crazy.
connection. Usually it's
Well.
Kit.
That's
We can
true.
see Kit tonight, loud and clear.
Go ahead, Kit Kat. Go ahead.
Oh boy, that's a lot.
She put the lollipop down. It's about to go down. Go ahead.
I didn't look. I was when Tierra popped back in. I was like, yes. It's a lot to unpack. For one, I feel like the parents of those poor babies failed them in ways that they don't even understand, because they're thinking, and coming from, representing the BX, since y'all always claim that we're crazy up there, it's one of those things where you don't think that it's affecting them because they're babies, right? I mean, she don't look like she was 2 seconds out of diapers, right? But she was posting the song down, and the crowd, and she had young participative support. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
She
crowd participation. She sure did.
like she had her own young hype crew. Like she didn't even have adults
twerking babies and all.
Right, hands, and the hands was on their knees, but here's the thing. I know, depending on where you grow up and your demographic and things like that, that this is who, and I know it sounds super, super out of whack, but me and Dion was talking about this yesterday. You have certain groups of people who this is who they are, this is who they grow up to be, right? So Sexy Red didn't just become Sexy Red overnight. Suki Hana didn't just become Suki Hana overnight. There are demographics, there are areas, there are people who, subscribe to this particular kind of lifestyle and don't see anything wrong with it, right? So they don't realize, because it's a part of their quote unquote culture, they're not realizing that it's anything. What they're thinking is, oh, they babies, they don't know any better. It's not they just dancing and having a good time. But there's Gracie's Corner, and Gracie's Corner gets it. Okay. There's Jules TV. And look, I got a niece and my goddaughter, and they be lit. Okay. All kinds of songs. Look, I found myself saying, I was like, yo, turn this off. I'm tired of singing kids songs walking around here washing the dishes. Like, I brush my teeth. What is happening right now?
Did you hear the vegetable song?
Look, Do not dance. Do not put your pants.
Them songs be fire. I don't care what anybody says.
I'd be like, wait, why is my shoulder moving? What is happening? So there are things for kids, but the adults, because kids' parties are never kids' parties anymore, they're adult parties, right? And so the adults have all these things and they want to have their party and their music and everything where it's not curtailed for the kids, by the kids, with the kids. Which is why you have so many kids. Because think about it, if even with tablets and everything like that, right? Especially for the babies that we're talking about, you can literally, set parameters on a tablet where it goes off at a certain time. It can only go to a certain channel on YouTube. It can't get to anything but kid stuff. Like there's ways to do it when they're in your care, but then also trying to vet out other adults. Like we would hope that daycare wouldn't have the kids, hollering about the booty hole brown unless they're using that for some kind of, potty training, to be like, oh, is your booty hole brown? Time to go. Like, unless they're using it for something like that, I don't really see where, this fits in, so I just, it's a sad thing because we, like you said, Sydney, you take these things in and you don't realize just how much you're internalizing it. Even down to like what you're watching on TV, like what the kids are seeing on their tablets daily, what they're intaking, in the outside world. I mean, you can claim to be a season now. I said, I need to find out from the government, like, does Autumn pay taxes? Because if not, I want to be Autumn.
I'm done.
I'll be spring. She was born in spring, so I'll do that.
I was born in spring, but autumn is like when you get like the festivals and you can do fat people stuff because they got all the turkey legs and whatnot. Like, yeah, I picked it for food,
Girl.
Yeah. So that's my take on it. I feel like, but on the flip side, and we were talking about this yesterday too, Dion. I personally feel like just because I don't sit at your table doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a table to sit at. So because I don't subscribe to it doesn't mean that the people who do subscribe to it shouldn't have a place where they can enjoy it in an adult responsible space. So I personally feel like the Ratchets need their superheroes too. And
that's like saying, and here's my response to that, Kit Kat.
I know we talked about it. I was just saying,
the crackheads don't need a representative, okay? The mechheads don't need a representative. So why do the Ratchets need that? Because they all exist.
Pookie will forever be the crackhead representative. What do you mean? Everybody knows that.
That was one movie and one reference. We do not have a spokesperson crackhead in 2024. We don't have that.
Do people really do crack in 2024? Is crack really the
Girl, they still do. Go down St. Nick, you'll find them. Go down Gun Hill Road, you'll find them. They there. They still leaning and rocking. They lean with it, rock with it. They still there.
Not Gun Hill though.
Right. I just said shout out to the 5 train up there by the gun. But I didn't even talk about it. Like, to be completely honest, like.
Wait, who's that? Who's that?
I heard it too.
Somebody infiltrated the.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. I'm like, wait a minute. You remember when that used to happen on your cell phone back in the day?
Yeah, it almost looked like me. That's how I was looking weird. Like, what the hell? Like,
I don't know what that was.
But
that's crazy.
I do not know what that was.
But I mean, if y'all saw at the BET Awards, we have to really think about this. We're talking about influential, industry, out of industry adults literally jumping up, screaming, going crazy for her. I think the fact that she is her and there's like really no type of sugarcoating that is where her appeal to people is. It's like she's authentically her, whether we give 2 craps about how she feels about it or not. And people gravitate to that. I mean, to us, it's like unfathomable, like, right? Like, really? Like, this is the person that this is the new spot. What is happening? Like,
and I just wanted to drop this real quick, because this to me, this comment is very important. He said, I have my 16-year-old son and daughter listening to this discussion. He was like, I think it's important for them to understand the perspective of others and cultures in general. So it's very good. And I really appreciate your support all the time. You are
Shout
always
out
looking
to
out in the
Chim Chim.
comments.
That's dope.
Shout out Chim Chim for real, for real.
That's dope.
Because it's oh, we got some background noise, Tiara. I'm gonna mute your mic real quick. So it is very important because I'm happy that we have 98% of this panel level-headed other than Tiara on vacation.
Wow, that's crazy.
Her craziness. Nah,
That's
Tiara,
crazy.
I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you. I know you good. I know you good, Tiara. I know you good. Nah, because I know Tiara really deep down inside feels the way we all feel, right? That yes, I understand that Tiara believes that, people should be able to do what they do. And I'm not speaking for you, Tiara. Please unmute your mic and cut me off whenever you feel free. There we go.
Because I got something to say. I got something to say.
We've been waiting. Come on, girl.
I think Kit hit the nail on the head for me because I don't know where y'all grew up, but Sexy Red is literally a chick from around my way. I'm from Rochester, New York. I don't know if you ever been there, but if you look at the average Rochester girl, she looks like and acts like Sexy Red. And the funny thing about it is I grew up in the suburbs and I went to Catholic school and I was always cool with the Sexy Reds from around my way. And if you genuinely get to know women like that, they come from some sort of interesting history. I'll say interesting history. I'm not going to trauma, everybody got something going on, right? They come from an interesting background. And the reason why they act the way they act, it was because that's just their personality. They're very eccentric. They're very off color with a lot of their commentary. A lot of their things is literally how like their personality. I feel like Sexy Red is no different than Carisha from the City Girls, if you understand. Like they act just alike. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain type of black woman who is fashion forward. They do whatever they want, whatever they feel on their heart. They wear the different color. Say what you want. If it was done in the hood first, it's always on runways later. I don't care what anybody says. And a lot of
I
what
will
we
agree with
do,
that part.
a lot of what we do in the hood first, they're wearing the Chinese slippers now. So it's a whole bunch of
They are.
it's just a lot of stuff that we do and say and act in our neighborhoods that is now considered mainstream. That's the background of the Sexy Red. That's where I was coming from. Now,
But
as
just
far as
because it's mainstream don't make it okay, though. It does not make it
I didn't
okay.
say it wasn't. Why wouldn't it? Now I'm to the point where, like, why isn't it okay?
Because okay, go ahead, Jess. Do you?
Oh, well, okay.
Why wouldn't she be okay?
So here's the thing. I mean, sometimes I understand it's a lot of if you know better, do better in a sense type of thing. But growing up, I actually did a paper on the effects of music. And when you dive deeper, you have to understand that music is the only thing that can get into your subconscious without you actually welcoming it in there. So you have to guard what kind of things you are pulling in, and that's when it goes to a deeper level. Because if you once you let any and everything in your subconscious, what kind of things are you residing? Because honestly, her message is not one of the best messages out there, even though it may be mainstream. Let's just think about it. And then if you're listening to that on regular basis, you have to be careful with that. Like, look at even commercials. Do we actively learn those commercial songs? If I say the best part of waking up is
Folgers in your cup.
did all of y'all actively learn that? None of y'all.
Why do we always get
but
self-righteous? So why do we always get self-righteous about music when it comes to women being in these spaces where usually women are not supposed to, like, things that women supposed to say? Like, it's always women, because I'm replying to
that's
you.
what we're talking about now.
I'm replying to you as well as somebody that said prostitution rap.
Because it is prostitution rap.
It's not
It's
prostitution rap because my biggest thing is you don't
my
even consume.
poochie's
You
pink,
don't
my
even
booty holes
consume
brown is not
female. You
prostitution
don't
rap.
consume
She didn't
female
say she
rappers
sold
because
it.
there's Rhapsody for
Just
every
and
Sexy Red. There's
just
a
like gangster
Rhapsody.
rap.
There's a Tierra Whack.
Just like
There's so many women rappers out there that push
Tiara.
the common narrative. There's so many different rappers out there. Why every time we talk about these anomalies like Sexy Red, it's all of a sudden, oh, we have
It's not
fallen
really
as a
them.
community.
But I'm
why do you
just
think
saying because that's the topic at hand.
Can we
That's the
not be
topic at hand.
misogynistic
So
when
not only
we're
that,
talking about that? Like, let's
No,
if we're
we
gonna hold
cannot. We're
everybody
gonna be
accountable.
we're gonna be
I think-
what your version of misogynistic is. Because just to be the same way that you call things gangster rap. No one's you didn't bat an eye when I said that. But it's okay for that to be called quote unquote gangster, but we can't call somebody. But they talk about shoot them up, kill them, putting people in body bags.
They
That's
were
gangster
gangsters,
rap.
though. Is she a prostitute?
Right. Yes, he's talking about selling coochie. Suki Hunter has a whole song. I'm selling coochie. I'm
But
selling
that's
coochie.
Suki Hunter. We're talking about Sexy Red.
Sexy Red sings with the girl. She's talking about what her insides look like. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, what I wanted to touch on concerning that is not, and I mean, granted, Kit Kat already heard this, but this is for the panel, is that we need to remember how are artists like Sexy Red getting pushed out to be mainstream. Let's remember the executives that are running this industry. They don't look like us.
Right.
These are white,
We can't blame white people, baby.
I'm not blaming it. Wait a minute, let me finish. What I'm saying is we do need to understand that the corporate machine behind this does not look like us. And they want to push this narrative to us for our consumption. It is up to us to consume it. We can say, no, we're not doing this. We can ban it. We can turn off the radio when it comes on. We can flag all her videos and do all of the things. Totally boycott her. But we can't not just disregard the fact that it's the radio. Who's in charge of these radio stations? It's the music companies, the labels that are pushing her stuff. This is not just, oh, she just woke up and she became a success. It's what's going on in the boardrooms that is bringing it to our radio stations to make us listen to it. And then it's up to us as a community to say, oh, and embrace it and be like, oh, this is cute. And then have the babies and everybody else. We have to look at what's going on and then think about also put the ownership on ourselves. But I feel like when it comes to the Little Kims, when it comes to, because none of this, there is nothing new under the sun. Case in point, there is a song from I think it's the 1940s. The woman's name is Lucille Bogan. Her song is called Till the Cows Come Home. Here's a couple of her lyrics. I'm gonna just give you a little taste, just a little bit. I got a man I love, I got a man I like. Every time I F them men's, I give him the doggone clap. Oh, baby, give him the doggone clap, but that's the kind of pussy that they really like. This is an old lady. This is somebody Nana. If you see her picture, this is how she look. Like, what? She giving Sojourner Truth right here, and that's how she's singing. So this is nothing new. There has always
Beautiful
been artists
woman.
like this. Huh?
Beautiful black woman.
I mean, but I'm just saying, she's somebody auntie for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's there's nothing new about these type of artists, but it's like, what are we consuming and how are we making them mainstream? How are we
babe,
adding to the machine?
I want Cindy, because I saw you raise your hand, Cindy. What was your point on the topic?
So for me, when we talk about the music and going back to what Tierra was saying in terms of, trauma being the root that caused these individuals to create this type of music, it's really trauma bonding. So we're like listening to and dancing to trauma bonding music. So you're hearing something, it's resonating with you, or it's creating something in you, one of the two, and then we're all dancing to it like we're having a good time. It's trauma bonding. And when are we going to call it out for what it is? When are we going to reach out to our sisters and say, hey, what you're doing is a byproduct of something that you dealt with. Let me help you get some help. Let me get you some assistance. At some point in time, we can't always say this is our culture,
Throw our hands
this is
up.
her personality, and all these things. It's like that's not a part of her. She doesn't even know who she is. And so we just really have to keep that in the forefront as well when we talk about, this music, and it's just part of the culture. It's way bigger than that.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I think we lost our culture, and because this is not us. We're better than this. We've always been better than this. But the problem is that the problem is the small sector of people happen to be the loudest people in the room. And this is why I say it's very hard, right, to watch our women that are, and I'm not necessarily putting any woman on this panel in this category, right? But I'm just saying the good women, right, that don't speak up against foolery that other women are doing. So here goes another statistic that I'm going to drop right now. A lot of these women promote ABs, right? Everyone knows what AB means, just so we're out there and clear, right?
Yeah.
Deletion of children, right? So these women, and I'm not just talking about Sexy Red, I'm talking about the Sukianas, I'm talking about that specific type of female music is mainstream right now, where they literally have songs about, if I get pregnant today, it's fine, plan B is around the corner, right? So if we know that, right, what we're trying to do is build and grow our community as a people, having families. I don't even really think a lot of these women care about families, husbands, or whatever. They just want to do whatever until they get older. Then they wonder why life has dished them what they have. But if we know that, the statistic that I'm going to drop right now is, since Roe v. Wade, the Black community had over 20 million ABs in it, right? Just our community alone. 20 million. Hip hop, we say hip hop has influenced a lot of murders, right? A lot of red rums, I should say. It's only had, and since from then to now, we've only had roughly 7 million. Not saying only as if 7 million is nothing, but if you have to look at the two, 20 million to 7 million, that's a big difference in what is going on with ABs in our community to actual violent crimes that's happening to men. And it's only getting worse the more and more these women are pushing that rhetoric out there in their music. They're literally getting pregnant and then just running out to plan B like it's nothing. Getting backdoor ABs like it's nothing. Oh, my girl does it, I'm gonna do it in the basement. It's crazy. And then they're losing their lives off of this. So this is why this music is detrimental, because it's just like Jess said, the more you hear something, it becomes a part of you. Whether you want your kids to listen to it or not, it's going to be there. Those are little kids. Guess what? Your kids is going to school with those little girls. Whether you're listening to it in your house or not, they're in school with your little girls. We got to think about this. This is why I believe because they don't listen to men. Men can't say nothing. Men in the chat, y'all know we can't say nothing. Women, y'all have to be the ones to speak up against this and clean up y'all image, because if you're too close, we don't know who is who. I'm going to land my plane.
I have a question though. Just because we all, are together doesn't mean that we all sit at the same table, right? Do you all necessarily, because when I think about Sexy Red, right? When I think about the community as a whole, right? I'm thinking like an umbrella, right? She's Black, so she's a part of the Black community. But is she necessarily a part of my community? Is she a part of the community of women that I would associate with? Is she a part of the community of women that I would have rhetoric with? I would like to think that if I ever met her, would I be able to share space with her and speak and be able to,
Jess, you got it next, Jess.
No,
You know,
when
be
she
able, be able to have like some witty banter back and forth. And even if I don't agree with her and understand how she's doing something, but to be able to just, have a communication with her, to be able to gain a level of understanding for another Black woman, that's a different thing. But does she necessarily represent the community that I am a part of? And that's something that I feel like when we look at Black people, we do this whole collective thing. And it's like, I don't belong to the gangbangers of it. You know what I'm saying? That's their community. You know what I'm saying? Do I wish that they would do better with their community? Absolutely. But, that's something that our community isn't a part of to even begin to know what to do and how to faction around it. That doesn't mean that as a Black community umbrella that we don't all fit under it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we all fit at the same table either. So if it's not us, doesn't mean it has to be with us.
So hold on, let me read the super chat. We got a
real
super
quick.
chat.
Okay.
We got a super chat. We got a super chat. My guy Quint is in the building. Is in the building. And he says, you'll be surprised to see what people can. What? Sorry, baby, threw me off with the rah rah rah. I'm like, where am I? New York again? All right, you'll be surprised to see what you can get most people to do for money. Facts, yo, thank you so much for the super chat, my guy. Greatly.
I wonder how Quint would know that. How would Quint know that? How would you know what most people would do for money, Quint? What have you
But
been?
we all know that
We've
people
seen
do
it
wild
in
stuff for
history.
money.
We've seen it in
All the
history.
history.
Yeah. But real quick though, on what Kit just said now, Kit, I understand your sentiments and everything like that, and I understand it. I really do. But we gotta really keep in mind that when we go outside of even the US, other cultures, the things that are portrayed on media is how they look at us, whether we agree with it or not. Let's be like awareness. We have to be aware about that. Whether you agree with it or not, how you go is how they technically will look at you as a representation from what they see in media. So if that's like highly endorsed and that's what is mainstream and that's what they think the Black woman is for the most part, and that's so loud, let's be honest. Now, how do you think we are looked at when we go elsewhere? Like, let's be honest. Just like
and then to answer that, Jess, I'm gonna jump on your point there, Jess. Sorry. You know that, right? I was gonna do an actual reaction to a number of women that travel outside of the country. I hear background noise. A number of women that travel outside this country. Somebody's playing me in the background. Somebody's playing it in the background. I don't know who that is, but I hear myself speaking twice. All right. So a number of women had documented themselves going out of this country, and the men in other countries that they desire, they're going out there for either school, to find love, or whatever. They're getting treated very bad because they look at American Black women, literally American Black women, as 304s. They're easy to sleep with. They're not educated because they're listening to what you guys are saying in the media. Believe me when I tell you, your results sitting around your group of Black people might be one thing. And if you think for a second that employers are not judging you off of who your circle is, or saying that I hire people, I watch your social media, and I might put a ding against you if I see you're in a certain crowd on social media. You could be a good guy. Doesn't matter. I don't care about that. It's who you're representing. It's what you are. So yes, you all become a monolith in certain people's eyes. It is what it is. Black men had to clean up. We had to clean up our image. Back in the days, people were scared to walk past my black ass. Like, yo, this is a big Black dude. He might do something to me. So Black men had to pay attention and really clean up our image. It's not the same that it was in the 90s. But guess what? The Black women have picked up that image now. So wherever y'all go, it's going to be judged all the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and somebody else jump on that. I know Tiara had something to say because she was
Well, I
like,
do feel like we don't have the luxury to compartmentalize ourselves. That's just not realistic to
"It's the way
say,
of the
okay,
world."
well, I'm I'm not the ratchets like over there. I'm classy based. You see how I give it up? Like that's not me. You know what I'm saying? That could be the reality of the situation as far as you as an individual, but what we're looked of as a whole, as a community is one thing. So that's why representation does matter. So when you have that type of representation being the loudest, most prominent thing going on, that stains all of us. And that's the part of it where we really need to like take ownership, where I don't want someone like that representing me, my mama, my cousin, my auntie, none of y'all in any way. I don't want nobody getting confused just for the sake of she has a big platform and she's selling and she's, garnering all of this attention. We don't have like when you see other groups of people, nobody is sitting down and like labeling the trailer park people like that's all white people. They're not doing that. They're just like, oh, there goes them over there. That's it, and that's where it stops. They don't categorize other race groups like that. So when
And
we
Hun,
allow people to
what's a good,
do that,
what's a
I'm
good
sorry.
category? You know what's a good category? A good point of what you're saying. Think about what people think about when they see Asian people. What's the first thing they think when it comes down to their academics? They think they're just smart, right? All Asians are
They're
smart.
smart.
That's
They can
just
do good at
even
math.
though they're not. Some of them, but just for the fact that that's how their image
Like a
as a
stereotype, yeah.
collective is. That's their stereotype. So
Mhm.
people are quicker to hire Asians. People are quick to more be welcoming to them, or even want to get into business with them because of their stereotype.
But that stereotype comes because of their education system. Chinese kids, like Asian kids, go to school an astronomical amount of hours a day. Like
Still a stereotype, though. It's still a stereotype because some of them are in America, not Chinese, not in China. So what about the ones in America? They're just like you. They had the same opportunity as you, but they are monolith because that's just how we choose to look at them. It's a stereotype.
I just, again, I get it. Again, I don't have to subscribe to it for it to be who I am and what I represent and the people that represent and be around. But I do understand that, yes, and what he was saying, it's culture. Like their culture is just to educate, and it doesn't matter whether they're in Asia or they're here. Like, especially if their parents are fresh off the boat, like they still gonna make sure their kids have the best education. They're gonna still be smart. They're still gonna do all the things. So whether they're across the boat or they on this side of it, the culture.
So why don't we create a culture like that?
We have several times, but we had Black Wall Street. That was our financial culture, where Black affluent families were growing and thriving, and it got destroyed.
So 2024, you think 2024 will get destroyed if we start to rise up and actually become better?
First things first, we have to worry about Agent Orange and Sleepy Joe right now in 2024. You worried about the wrong thing, brother. I need for you to worry about some things that we got from worry about ting now. Okay, the ting worry about.
Don't do the Jamaican accent. It is not good.
Okay,
it is not good.
CP. We have to worry about
your American accent.
We have to worry about
your New York accent. Keep that going.
Leave Kit Kat alone. That's all right.
You don't worry about my accents. I do a good Kenny though, but we'll do that later. But no, I'm telling you, like we don't even need to vote for a president this year. We need to take some time off to ourselves and heal and think about who we are as a country. We don't even need to
hold on.
I got
Can
I hop in? Can I hop
You
in?
could, but
quick?
I gotta stop that. I gotta stop it real quick. let's not get too political. YouTube at this point is very sensitive to political topics, and they will demonetize the stream. All right.
Absolutely. So I'll just wrap that up and say we have bigger fish to fry than a lady in red right now. And based on, things that just came out, and I implore you all to do your due diligence and research, like what things just got passed that are going to be. So when I think about that, I try to think about the bigger picture, right? I can focus on this part of the community that's focused on her. Because again, I mean, we're talking about sold out concerts. People apparently are on the opposite side of this conversation. A lot of them. You feel what I'm saying? And we're talking about from the influential to the affluential. You know what I'm saying? And they're all on the opposite side of this conversation when it comes to how they feel about her. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm thinking about like the bigger things that are going on, and where the focus, if we take care of the things that are super super important, we can get to these little matters of educating some summer camps for the kids because their parents is busting it open and bringing it back. You know what I'm saying?
What we could control, Kit, is I get you. We could control our circle, right? What's around us. But those of us that have means and resources, we need to put that towards what we can control. Anything outside of that is bigger than us. Right? So I get what you're saying. Tiara, because I know you don't got that much time with us. I hear the baby in the background, like, yo,
I'm
Mom, what are
sorry,
you
y'all.
doing?
It's a lot
Son?
going on. Today has been
I
terrible.
know.
I think I don't supposed to be hopping in this conversation. That's why. But I think it's not meant for me to have this conversation yet. But what I was going to say is I do agree with how this image could look internationally across the diaspora, right? Diaspora. But my biggest thing, diaspora. I can never say it. Diaspora.
You're making that sound like she made that sound like a cleaning product.
But I have a feeling like I always feel like I don't care what Black American folks do, women specifically, they're always going to find an issue. It's always an issue with stuff. And I just, for the life of me, for every sexy red, there's a Kamala. No, I keep saying Kamala, but she is the vice president, right? There's Stacey Abrams. She has single-handedly changed Georgia. Or there's there's Coretta Scott, there's Toni Morrison, there's Black author, like there's so many Black American women who have done really great things socially and even in entertainment. I'll give you one, Beyonce. She did great things. She hasn't done anything crazy to that effect that, Sexy Red is doing, and she's also in entertainment, right? Or even your Tierra Wax. There's Tierra Wax and Rhapsodies, though they're also in hip hop and Black women that are having positive messages and images and different images of Black women. I'll even give you another one, Megan Thee Stallion. I know y'all gonna disagree with me on this, but she is international. She's in anime. She's in Comic Con. She is that girl in that world that you normally don't see a lot of Black girls represented. So I say all that to say this. I feel like Sexy Red is definitely a representation of what I see in hoods across my area. I'm sure there's some in every city. I've been hearing like, yeah, there's sexy red light girls in every area. My issue with her though is, and I'm gonna be on the other side of it as well, is that she's getting invited to spaces where I feel like she's a caricature of Black women. She's getting invited to these country concerts, and she's doing the things that she does in predominantly Black spaces in these other spaces. And I have a feeling that they're using her in a different, insidious way. she doesn't see that she's being used instead of her being herself.
She's basically
You know what
being
I'm
a
saying?
minstrel.
Hold
He
on,
gotta do super chat, but I
gotta.
got something for that.
I
then
seen
after
that
you,
she was at the Jets football game. The owner of the Jets invited her, and she did her little 1-2. But I for some reason it just didn't sit right with me because it felt like it was like a clown moment. You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Like
And
Let
even
me
she
let
was
me
in. Oh,
let me get to the super chat. I'm sorry. We got a $5 super chat. We got a $5 super chat. My dude, Hank the basement. Hank the basement. Oh man, I greatly appreciate you, my guy. So Hank says, I use social media to vet women. On the date, I ask certain questions to get the truth. Because women show you what they want to on social media, which is a fact. But in real life, they could be different things. Thank you so much, Hank. Greatly appreciated, my guy. All right. Sorry about that. I have to read the super chat.
I did want to comment on. I wanted to respond to your statement, Tiara, because I do feel that you are correct. I feel with Sexy Red and even with Cardi B, they're getting access to spaces where they don't have the range, they don't have the bandwidth, and that's what's so problematic for us as a community as to why are they being put in these spaces? Why are they having conversations at our schools? Why are they having conversations about the presidency? Why? They should not be having these. You don't have the
Sexy Red
range.
got invited to a school, a whole school.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but
do
yeah,
feel
that's
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Cardi B's political takes have been really informed. She is a historian. If you
Oh,
look, if you look at what she's saying, I mean, her delivery is not what you may have liked. But if she is a true her stance on certain politics have been not ill informed. I do not disagree.
I
Do
feel
not
like
disagree. If
now
you coming from
I feel like now she's gotten better because people had to check her on how ridiculous she
tell
was
me
sounding.
one
I'm
thing
But when
talking
that
she
about her
Cardi B
first got
said.
leadership.
into
I'm
talking
not
about
talking
Tell me,
about
politics,
anything that
wait,
she started with.
tell me one thing that Cardi B has said to prove that she is a historian.
What?
One thing Cardi B said to prove that she is a historian.
Who? What she was talking about? The was it Bernie Sanders? When she was back, well, she was endorsing Bernie Sanders at one point. But this is not a political talk. But she was backing up things that was happening in her sphere
That's not
of.
showing that she's an historian. Give
I
me
feel
one
like
thing.
she has vetted. She had
Okay, so
vetted.
now we're going to the way you feel. So
No. It's not
does
what
it
I feel.
prove
It's what has happened. So now
is
we're
she a
going into what has
historian?
happened.
No,
I'm saying
tell me what she said.
I cannot remember right now.
Okay, thank you. So
I gotta go back and look at the video. But I remember she was talking about
yo, babe, I
how
need
she
some of that
watches
popcorn for this.
the History Channel, and then she was like, "Oh, I remember what happened." Da, 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 da. So she is a historian. She's
She
not
watches the
completely
History
stupid.
Channel and she's an historian.
I'm sorry. Does she have to major
All
in history
right.
to be a historian?
All right.
Tiara,
You
no, baby,
definitely
no.
you got to do more than watch the History Channel to be a historian. So
Do
we
you have to
have
major in
a
history
guest.
to major?
You
Like, I don't
gotta
know.
do a little bit more than that to be considered an historian, which is a specialist at history. So, anyways, we have a guest
I can't. You know what?
in the
I'm gonna back that
building.
up. I'm gonna back that up. She knows things. I'm not gonna call her a historian,
She
but
knows
she's not a
TV.
complete idiot.
She
You know what I'm saying?
understands. She understands television. So,
Wait a minute.
anyways, we have a guest in the building. We have a guest. Let's pay some
I sound
respect.
like Tywin
All is
Lannister.
good,
I
my
drink and I
guy.
know things.
I am so glad to actually get a chance to meet you. I know that you have your son and your daughter watching. I'm sorry if they witnessed a little bit of foolery.
It's okay. They need to hear it.
What's good, man?
They're
What's
gonna go
good?
to
What's
school
good?
talking about. Well, they said that Cardi B is a historian and she
Historian.
knows
Oh,
her
man.
stuff.
Back it up. I shouldn't have said historian. All right, I got out of my
That
body.
is
She's not
Well,
a historian, but she
luckily for
does
you, they're
know
on summer.
things.
Luckily for you, it's summer, so they have a long time to forget it. So you'll be all right.
Oh man, so what's good, my guy? What you got to add?
Actually, I just clicked the button that was at the top. I didn't expect to actually land in here, so I'm a little surprised. But yeah, I mean, here I am. I mean, I just want to join the conversation. Like,
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate. So what I usually do is I have the fellas jump in for a little bit, and then I kind of rotate so that
yeah,
way it kind of gives a little bit of people to come on. But I'd love for you to ask the panel a question. You know, give your perspective on how you feel about things to the ladies.
yeah. So I guess one thing that I'd kind of been bouncing around, but I think there was some discussion about like, you know, us and our culture, and then some of the, the stereotypes, and unfortunately a lot of the negative stereotypes are kind of attributed to us, right? And so that's super unfortunate. But then I heard someone say like, hey, we have Black Wall Street, we have this, we have that, and like those things are totally true, but that's not the norm like anymore, right? And like
Who's
I've
talking
been
about
kind
that?
of, I don't remember exactly who, but so I've been like on this like soul searching journey for like the past couple months, like trying to figure out exactly like what is it really, to be Black in modern day America, right? And it's super complicated. I look back at some of our history, like pre-crack epidemic, you know, Black people. I mean, everyone wants to talk about the nuclear family, right? Like that was us too. Granted, yes, of course, there's Jim Crow, there's all of these other things, but like the Black family was like the feature of Black culture,
Mhm.
and that's not a thing anymore, right? And even then, yeah, we had a bunch of like really influential people, from inventors to artists, musicians, everything. But like now it feels like one of it's funny. I was telling one of my a couple of my white friends, but I was telling him like how one of the biggest like cultural exports out of the United States is like Black culture, right? Like it's something you see like emulated like vastly everywhere, from hip hop to style, everything, right? And I joked with them and I said, everyone wants to be like us, but no one wants to be us.
Mhm.
And
What
Facts.
was
like
their
that,
response for that?
they just they just looked and raised their eyebrows and were like, yeah, that sounds about right. But it's
But
true,
like,
it's true. And like, so like, what is it like now? Like, who are our role models right now? And most of them are like in the creative spaces, but we don't have, where's our version of the Elon Musk, right? Where's our version of Mark Zuckerberg? Where's our, like, we don't have that. All of our people in creative, it's great. Don't get me wrong. We have a lot of really good, people doing great work in those creative spaces and the arts and things like that. That's awesome. But that's not the only thing, those shouldn't be the only type of role models we have, right?
Mhm.
And that's where I'm like really struggling to figure out like, okay, well, what is it that we really need? I think some things kind of come down to like, police, like self-policing our own people, right? And I at the risk of sounding like a Black conservative, which I am not, but like we I think we need a mix of a few things, right? Somebody's pointed out earlier, hey, well, we have to like really check our own people, and we don't really see enough of that, right? Like when a sexy red, someone had talked about like boycotting, right? Yeah, that's a good idea, but like we don't really do that. Like we don't have enough of us doing that. And so these stereotypes and these images and these influences are able to like not only proliferate but like sustain momentum. And then those things, and down to exposure, whether it be like through social media, whether it be in some cases parents exposing their children like willingly to it, like those things seem to like take hold, and we don't have anything to combat it, right? So we need to self-police. We need to, be accountable for our own stuff, but then also accountable or hold a lot of our own people accountable. And we kind of have to just like raise the bar for all of us, And so I don't know. I was on a rant, but yeah, I don't know. That was a lot.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nah, very, Very good
Insight.
sharing that, man. It was very insightful. Very, very, very. Thank you so much. And thank you for your support, man. I do see you in the chat on the other videos. And it means a lot to me, man. The engagement, everyone that just replies, hits the like button, does it all. It means a lot to me, and it helps grow the channel. Greatly appreciated, my guy.
Hey, no problem. I'll get out of here and let you guys carry on. Thanks
All
for
right, man.
letting me
Good.
have the floor for a little bit.
Of course, man. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
All right.
Bye, guys.
So your kids, we not that crazy.
They can hear you. Bye.
All right.
Stay in school, kids. Stay in school.
All right.
Can I add though too? Actually, I noticed a lot of our major issues that we are dealing with as a community, as a culture, and things like that are a lot of the times stemming from a lot of things that we tend to compartmentalize and make excuses for. Like, I noticed because we're talking about her, to justify listening to her music, we're compartmentalizing that her lyrics are not okay, how she represents herself, how it's being going across to the other to children and all that other stuff, and flooding through our community. We're compartmentalizing that versus and then just kind of highlighting the little thing that she probably did that's good, or what I mean. And I feel like as a community we need to like not do that as much. We have to kind of take it all in stride, like all together, like and face it honestly. Because I feel like when we compartmentalize, that's where the bigger issues happen. And we're like, oh, dang, where did this begin?
Mm-hmm.
And no, it began because we allowed it before with little things.
Right. Listen, I agree. Matthew, you wanted to know what you missed. Thank you for coming back, my guy. You missed Tiara calling Cardi B an historian.
That's good.
She said basically that he is
I'm never gonna let you live there.
Lannister. She drinks and she knows things. That's what she meant. She drinks and she knows things.
So
I'm gonna walk that back. I'm gonna walk that back because I'm not too big to walk it back. But I remember her being on Hot Ones. This is what I'm doing. I'm recalling an interview she did on Hot Ones when she was talking about her interest in World War II and just rattling off facts about FDR. It's somewhere out there. That's where I was getting that from. But I'm also thinking about another interview that she did where she was talking about her political beliefs and how politics do trickle down to how her community was. She's from the Bronx, right? So she was just rattling off how programs can help or harm the people that she grew up around or in the neighborhood she grew up in. So she had certain political beliefs that were more, I guess, socially impactful. Like, so things like daycare, universal income. She was just rattling off random things that I know folks, not just in the Bronx, but even here in Rochester, where I'm from, and a lot of Black people across America could benefit from if our government did what it was supposed to do. I'm not trying to make it a political thing, but this is what I remember her commentary, not historian commentary, but this was her commentary in multiple interviews. And I felt like she was a little bit more intelligent than the Sexy Reds, who did comment on what's currently happening in society. Seen the comment.
Fix your face, Dion.
I know, I did too.
Fix your face.
Sexy Red said something into the effect where she was supporting a certain political person because of checks or something to that matter, right? And I think that was ill-informed because we all know where those checks come from. We all knew what she was trying to say. But
You talking about the stimulus checks?
yeah, that's where I started to go, where after she said that commentary, she started to be toted into space.
You was like, get him, Cardi. Get him, Cardi.
No,
so
I was not like that.
Wow.
Wait, let me finish my point. she was toted into spaces where it was primarily for that candidate, and it's even now if you look at her marketing currently,
She has a whole
it has
tour.
shifted.
Sexy Red for president.
Yeah, but it's shifted. If you look at it, it looks like a certain political party's thing. If you look at her marketing materials, it looks like she has gone full on, you know. And that's the issue that I do have with her is the spaces that she's being in now. She's now being touted as some caricature,
Yeah.
um, versus what she originally started off as some girl from around the way who be saying ignorant stuff. We don't take her seriously. She's the cousin you keep in the back, or the home girl. You be like, girl, I can't take you here because you don't know how to act. You know what I'm
You see
saying?
that? You
So,
see that comment? You see that
But she,
comment? You see that comment, Tiara?
oh
So,
no,
you
cut it
can't
out.
tell me what to do.
And
You
she
can't tell
will.
me what to
And
do.
she
I will not be
will.
silent. Anytime that I sat there and explained about me, you're still trying to
Matthew,
misunderstand me. I
Matthew,
don't know. I don't like that.
Matthew. I
Yo,
mean,
so hold on. Sorry. Wall Street can wait. Wait, Wall Street. Sydney, go ahead and
Oh,
speak through
have
me.
mercy. Well, I
I
was
mean,
gonna say, she really is a modern day minstrel show. If we really
Hold on,
look
hold
at
on.
it.
yeah.
Sydney was about to say something. Hold
No,
on.
I
Go ahead,
agree with
Sydney. Go
Dion.
ahead.
That
Go ahead,
we were
Sydney.
we were we were right here because my thing is dirty laundry is always gonna stink. So you can't try to
Ooh.
hide it. And then when it gets around people who are not us, like our counterparts, our white counterparts, and say, well, now it stinks. It always stunk. So we just got to be real about what we're talking about here. We can't just say it was cool when it was ignorant. We had to see it. 'Cause I don't want to be subjected to the ignorance either. I don't want to be subjected to it. So they didn't create a caricature of her. She created that persona, or she was that person. They just put it on the forefront. So I think that's really the basis of the whole conversation. Is it right or is it wrong? Because they're using it. They're using what she's given. So I mean, you got to stand on it, whether it's behind closed doors or whether it's in front of people who don't look like us.
I love me a good
Facts.
old Southern colloquialism. She said, "Dirty laundry always gonna
The,
stink."
the dirty laundry always gonna stink.
I
That
love
was
it.
real
I
clever.
love that. That was good.
Yo,
I'm gonna
so
use that.
we got
No,
Wall Street in the building. Wall Street. We're gonna put a cap on you today because last week you
Oh,
hijacked
mercy.
Norman talking, hijacked it,
Yo, I
put it in
swear to you,
handcuffs, and you did not let it go.
I tried so hard
That
not
is
to
so
even hit the
colloquial.
link just now. I
oh
tried
my
my
God.
best,
Go
right?
take go take the boy to the store so you can stop texting me, please.
Tiara,
You ain't
Tiara.
even listening to me. Hello.
You know you my girl, Tiara. I
You
usually
see that comment,
support.
Black Shade? The cap of Wall Street.
I usually
Wow, that's
support
crazy.
your opinions, right? But here was my thing. You know, politics is a business. Politics is a science, right? So they're trying to touch the most people for, get the best bang for their buck. When Joe Biden wanted the opinion on, and because she's not black, I don't want my point to get lost. So I'm going to say urban women, right? He didn't go to Angela Rye. He didn't go to Jamel Hill. He didn't go to Amber Ruffin. He didn't go to Stacey Abrams. He went to Cardi B. This was a girl that started in Sin City. She's a wonderful girl. She's a wonderful girl now. I love how far
I didn't
she's
know she
come.
started at Sin City. That's crazy.
Yeah, she was a stripper.
I didn't know it was Sin City though. That's
Yeah,
why I
man.
knew she was a stripper. I knew that. That's
And
wild.
she was very, very cool too.
Well,
But that's
Wall Street. I feel like strippers have really good radar on the economics, don't they not? Because when
But they
She's
can
a
find
double
more
major.
Cielo.
they,
She's
I
a
feel
I'm
historian
like
and
trying to
an
help your
economics
bag,
they
boo.
major.
they
Like,
warned
don't
us.
do
They
that,
warned
man.
us.
All of
They
these
warned us
brilliant
of
black women,
the
and
pre,
you are talking.
the
She really
recession
trying.
happening because
She
y'all
really
wasn't throwing in
trying. She
money.
trying to like here's the crumbs. Here's the crumbs. Like let just take that. Take that. That's what
it's
we
I
got.
love it
That's it.
though. I
it's the
love it because I'm gonna
equivalent
chop
though.
this up and screw it.
It's the equivalent of someone wanting to know the opinion of black men, and then they go get Julio Fulio. They go get King Von. Like No, representation is important, and to me, it was embarrassing to see him appeal to black women through Cardi B.
Blockchain,
Yeah.
what's his name? Blockchain. I'll give you $100 if you stop commenting.
Oh,
I
But
actually got it though. So
the,
keep
the
commenting,
Oh,
blockchain.
ooh.
I mean, the sad
Bang,
truth
bang.
right now,
She did let the clip off. Ooh.
Keep commenting, blockchain.
That's what I said.
Keep
That's
going.
okay.
Ooh-wee.
I done ate a cookie. I done ate a lollipop. I
You
done
getting
ate
high.
Don't
You
eat
see
nothing
kids' eyes. You
else.
see kids' eyes. Kid
The
eyes are
eyes is
like.
low, baby. The eyes is real low.
They not low enough because it's never enough with you people. It's never enough. Kenny, you need to get off of here and go take the boy to the store so he can stop texting me. My son is like,
Okay, Kenny's spitting some bars. Wall Street is spitting some bars right now. I
mean,
actually agree with him for the first time ever.
He sound real level headed. He sound real clear minded. He ain't got no handy today. He ain't had no handy today. I can tell.
it's a work.
You still don't got your mail
work.
card back though. You still don't got it back, Wall Street.
Wow,
Nah,
that's
but
crazy.
the sad truth is, though, at the end of the day, we vote with our dollars. You get what I'm saying? If you ever want to see just a sea of women lose their mind, be in a club when that thing hit like bow, bow, and the booty meaning, ay, 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 oh. Be into every black woman in the club. They're bending over the section. They're throwing it back. They're standing on stuff, right? Now the reality is, at the end of the day, right? If you're just thinking from a man's perspective, if I'm watching you identify with this, and I'm watching you celebrate this, how can I respect you when we walk out this club? It's like if you're playing Julio Fulio music and King Von music all day, I'm not surprised if somebody gets shot by the time we hit the parking lot. So we have to realize we vote with our dollars. If we're not supporting this, it wouldn't be successful. And we're at a point now where we can't blame major media anymore because we're using YouTube right now. Like everything now is very direct to consumer. So now the labels don't come to these artists until they get 50 million people to stream this garbage. And the drill rappers get to keep killing other kids to make a name for themselves. And Sexy Red could get, more VDs. And it's just bad across.
But we have to hear about Sexy Red's booty hole. Why can't we hear about Sexy Red's booty hole? Why not?
Because why do we want to hear about that? We have daughters, we got sons we're trying to raise. And the truth is, like, how I decided to parent, right? I'm parenting.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Don't do that because he had a good point. Because that's for real.
No.
You know what I'm
Kenny, you
saying?
killing it.
Nah, but I'm parenting in
Kenny,
the age. I'm parenting in the age of cell phones, right? So I already knew. It's not
totally
like
different.
when I had Raekwon's purple tape, right? If my mother finds it, she can just break it, right? I knew it only takes one kid, right, in someone's class for everybody to know the Sexy Red lyrics. So when we say that those little girls, now they were extreme because they were really, really small. That was just frightening, right? But we can't pretend like we don't live in a world where our children have access to this stuff. It's sad, but it's true. So we can't just say all those children have bad parents. No, we've just been bad collectively. How do we fix it? That's the question. You know what I mean? Because you can not play it in your car, but as soon as Sexy Red Jr. pull up in her Nissan Altima, the baby mama mobile, right? As soon as she's banging it. I'm ashamed that I know that, right?
Don't hate on the Nissan. Don't hate on the Nissan Altima, first of all. That was my first car. Okay.
All right.
That was my first car.
This cars that represent a certain archetype. The woman that drives the Mercedes Benz. Y'all know the Mercedes, that E-Class. That's the I don't need a man starter car right there, right?
and the dude in the truck is the one that's gonna give you VD. So that
Yeah, the
point.
dude in the Charger is the one that holds the VD. He's the VD carrier, and he
What is he driving? What is he driving?
drives a Charger. So
Who, me? Don't see, don't do that.
Wall Street, you ain't got a charger, do you? You ain't got a
Nah, I ain't
charger.
got no charger. I ain't
Okay,
got
very
no charger.
good. Very good. Praise God. All right. But we definitely touched on a lot of things that was very, pertinent and very, we needed to talk about this because like GMT touched on
learned a
it,
lot.
just touched on it. We all had
Yeah, I
I
learned a
feel
lot.
as a collective we do agree on the fact that we do need to get some ownership on what we consume and what we allow our children or the children in our community to consume. So I feel like we're on a good note there.
Now,
I think
real
we're
quick,
good.
Also, I'm gonna start following Cardi B on Instagram because I'm sure I can get some historical facts from her.
And
I
you
really
say
need
this.
her.
I think
I need to
all
go
I'ma
I'm
because
say
I
saying
need,
is,
I
I
need
feel
some
I feel
historical
like
facts.
what
you
Tiara
can get some facts, some random facts about
real quick,
NPR.
Tiara,
I
before I
feel
drop
like
No,
off,
Tiara
put me
was
on.
trying to say
I
she's
learned
a
something today.
historical
Okay.
enthusiast.
real quick before I
She's
drop
a
off, Tiara,
historical enthusiast. That's
and
what
Yes.
it is.
this is something that Kit and
I got
I
Facts
you.
reference.
go back and forth about all the time, right? I talk about the illiterate Asian in the room, right? Because we brought up the culture thing, right?
Right.
So I say some arguments, you're arguing the illiterate Asian. Like, there's probably, if you look hard enough, there's probably an Asian somewhere that's not that good in math and can't read, right? But overwhelmingly, they're going to be the ones to fill up Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth, all these schools, right? So Rhapsody is an illiterate Asian argument. How many streams does she actually get?
I
When
That's
I,
true.
don't know.
when I
I
Not a
say
haven't.
lot.
when I
I'm the
say
reason
You
why
ain't even
she's
gotta
in
look
the
it up.
mainstream
street.
It's
rap,
not a
But
lot.
I always ask this question because I feel like a lot of people don't listen to women rap. So they normally don't know who the Rhapsodies are or the
Rhapsody is
Kerouac.
dope. Yo, Rhapsody is
Like
dope.
I feel
We
like
listen to her.
I listen to her, but I'm just saying like if for every sexy red, there's some really great women out there spitting. And you know what? Even for there's the sexy reds, the Meg the Stallions, the city girls, they rap about their reality. That's their reality. That's
but
their reality. Let me be
Doesn't
very
make it
clear. That's
good.
their reality.
to
That's not
try to
my
drive my
reality.
point home, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna drop. I don't think Queen Latifah could have ever been successful in this market. I don't
No.
think MC Light could have ever been successful in this market. Why?
Nope.
Sadly, because those women had class, and you can't be successful in the current market
And
with
that's
class.
true. And
So, and this
right.
is the
Our
image
taste
that's
has
being
changed.
put out, not only put out, but accepted by Black women. We got a lot of work to do on both sides. Julio
Yeah.
Fulio gone. I'm still in mourning, but I'm gonna
So,
drop off.
Wall Street, I am going to give you half of your mail card back. Blockchain, what do you think about that? Let's give him half
Are we
his
really
mail
asking
card
him?
back.
We're
Look,
not
Yes,
gonna do
That's
that.
look,
nasty.
look,
That's
Pastor, my guy.
blockchain.
and I'm
What?
gonna
Well,
go ahead
me
and
and
ruin
Matthew,
it because my wife
took
is
it for the
cracking the
last week.
whip right now for me to move some stuff. So I'm gonna drop off so you can keep my mail card still
I'll
because
hold
the
it
wife is
until
cracking
next.
the whip.
We'll
But
see
love
what
y'all,
happens
man.
next
I
week.
check in.
Love you, brother, man. Talk to you later, man. All right. All right. So that was a good topic. That was a good topic. I do feel like in the future shows, we need to delve a little deeper into this because it is, to me, and it's my channel, a serious topic. And I feel as if it needs to be more emphasis on it. Tiara, Cardi B. So,
But wait,
we are
I have one question.
go
GMT, I
ahead,
got
go ahead.
one question though, and but to tie this all up, and this is something we can actually go into deep on outside of when we have our next topic. But I wonder why, and this is something I think about too. Why Sexy Red, right? Why was she the one that they chose to implant in the way that they did? Why is she the one that gets the notoriety that she does? Why is she the one that gets the backlash that she does? I mean, before her, the City Girls was hollering about, I don't work a job. I am a job. Pay me, hit it right for the that and this, I'll say that because we're a family show here
It's a family show. This is a family show.
on Grown Women Talking. We are a family show, and so we will edit and exit the way that we need. So again, so why we have to think about that, right? Because we go like this whole conversation. We're talking 90 minutes of of the Red Lady, but there are a lot of other women rappers out right now that are just as talent challenged. I'm trying to use good words.
Oh, I thought you were saying talented, but
Love my look. I'm soft on my sisters. Y'all know that. Y'all know I love us.
She's trash.
Facts, but we can't deflect as well, though.
I didn't hear GMT.
it's like we can't deflect as well, though.
We can't. Like honestly, because the thing is, that was the topic of the day, and that's what we,
No. I'm not talking about.
But that doesn't negate that there's across the board men that have an issue that's negative that we should not be promoting like that, how we are, or women that have a other women other than even her. So that's why. So with that, right now we're looking at what even her antics on the red carpet this past weekend. So we can't deflect.
No. Jess, that wasn't it. I get that. And I was just asking in general because I feel like she's like the topic of now.
She's the poster girl right now.
Right. She's like the poster girl. But I do feel like even when City Girls was out, it was more, I feel like it was more praised than it was poached and pulled apart, right? Because it was like, City Girls is up. Oh, it's summertime. City Girls outside. Oh, I feel like they I don't know if it was the ad libs or the cheeky, flows or whatever, but I don't feel like, and they were just as nasty talking about what they were talking about. And if that's who they are, that's who they are. But I feel like when it was other groups, I feel like it was more go girl. Oh yeah, we outside. Me and my girls, we riding. And then now it's
I'm gonna land it with this real quick before we move on to the next topic.
Absolutely.
The reason why she's getting the most shine right now is because she is the most vulgar. And it's levels to this, right? So there's only but so much men could say until it turns into something of the rainbow community in hip hop. So there was that one young rapper that did that, and then he was the focal point. Like, whoa, he's crazy. Then he almost went to something demonic. That turned it to another level. Yeah. Then that turned it into something over the top, right? Where he was the focal point, because it's almost like it's levels to how deep and dirty and grungy it could get. The reason why she's there now is because she has created a culture. So I don't know if you know the other women that's following her ever since, right? So there's these women that drop the mic down in like a street and they talk. I have videos of it on my computer and I did want to actually play it, but I think it's a little too much to play. But it's crazy. The stuff these girls are saying, they're literally talking about handing out STDs like candy. They're talking about like literally throwing babies in a trash can. The videos that the culture that she started with saying, I'll send you the videos. I wanted to play them, but I do feel like for YouTube, even though they're on YouTube, but I feel like because we're Black content creators, I do feel like we take a little hit, a little bit more than our counterparts. So I'm not going to play it for that reason because I do like to get paid. So with that being said, we're just going to talk about it, right? So, there's that level that right after that Sexy Red culture came out, it's almost like younger girls are like, well, that's what we're talking about. So how could I get nastier than her? What could I say that can bottom my booty hole is brown and my coochie is pink? What could I do to get lower than that? And they're doing it and they're trying and they're getting traction and notoriety Before you know it, that's going to be the next girl at the BET Awards. What is she going to wear at the BET Awards? She might literally show her booty hole. And it comes to the point where it's like, when is there going to be a cap? Who is going to stop it? Who is going to be the one to say, no, not acceptable?
It only stops when the money does. As long as it's profitable, it won't. Where's the? Because now we have to think about, why would it stop if it's still making dollars? Because we've already said that if it makes dollars, it makes sense, right? And if it makes sense, why would you stop something that makes sense? It's logical. So that's how
It's unfortunate for our culture, though.
It's very unfortunate, for the culture. And yeah, so I guess we can land that plane right there, Mingo.
We'll land the plane. Nah, it's
Oh,
cool. It's
boy.
cool. Great conversation, though. Great conversation. That was
Shout out to Sexy.
you know
You got people on your side. They just not all on this panel.
Right. So we are not on her side, and we denounce anyone who is opening their booty holes. So with that being said, we are
That comment went
we
crazy.
are going to move on to the next topic.
Y'all just relive me when we come back. It's okay.
All right, where we at? We are going. Sorry, y'all. I'm a little, because that conversation threw me for a loop. So we are going to the cap of the week.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No.
All right.
I didn't know what I was gonna say. Yeah, the pressure is on you, not on him, on me. But I have loved this man for forever. We have a child together and we have a family together. I know he doesn't think much of this little sinning thing that we've done today, but I wanted to find out. We've known each other for 10 years. I wanted to know if he'd spend the rest of his life with me. Yes or no, Chris? That's it. Yes or no?
As an African man, you have to do it the proper way.
I'll go and kiss her, man. You want to see that?
All right. So, ladies, is it okay for a woman to propose to a man? Sydney has a lot to say on this because of her facial expressions from the beginning.
I'm gagging. That just really gagged me. Me personally, and that could be a cultural thing. I don't know where they're from, any of that. But for me, if somebody hadn't already proposed to me, I'm definitely not about to waste my precious time, coins, money, or anything, or energy to get down on no knee or say any words in resemblance to "Will you marry me?" Because you would have done it if you wanted to do it a long time ago. 10 years. And she even mentioned something about, like, he probably doesn't care about this. Well, sis, if you knew it, then why even go through with it? That's just crazy to me. I would never. Me personally, I would never do that.
Right, babe. Would you get on your knee if things could change? Would you get on your knee for me if things were to change?
Is this your king? Is this your king? Are you done? Are you done?
Dang. Yeah.
No.
Crazy times we live in. Right.
Absolutely not.
Look at Kit. Them edibles, yo.
No, I mean, don't worry about my face. I mean, oh yeah, I'm super blown, but that's beyond the point. Like, I would literally, I would rather be in a room of fart air from broccoli before I sat there and did that. I don't know. I think I'd enjoy pulling my eyelashes out individually while watching the show, before I thought to like get on my knee. I don't want to get on my knees to look for something that might have fell under my bed, let alone for some man. Like, I'm sorry, why does that make sense in their country or ours? Like in anyone's country, like especially here's the real kicker, right? She was African and so was he, and
Right.
they are
That
different.
is not their culture.
Look, depending on what part of Africa you're from, you can't even be a part of the rainbow community without them trying to come for your cojones. Okay, so like I'm just the word. It just I almost said something that was not family friendly.
YouTube appropriate. This is a family show, guys. This is a family.
I'd rather
show.
I'm gonna say it like this. I'd rather pull one of my piercings out from the root. I'll just say
We don't want you to do that. We don't want.
there's just no way.
Please don't.
No way.
I hear
Like,
that.
because
Okay, here goes a question. Here goes a question. Okay, serious question. Is it a matter of pride used to being the prize?
I think it's a matter of it's not a pride thing more than it is order of operations. I guess that's a better way.
I like that. That was good. That was real corporate of
That
you.
was
You better go ahead.
real good.
Tell
Yeah.
them what you about,
Y'all
girl.
ain't know Kit was
Tell 'em what
Kit
you
was in
about.
corporate.
Go
Kit was
ahead.
in corporate.
I
They
know.
don't-
That's what I said.
They don't know I'm an IT blurred or whatever, but you know, I'll be telling them but yeah, to me, it's just about order operations, right? If a man is going, even if we're like looking at tradition, right? We always say that a man chooses the woman, right? And then it's up to her to decide if he chose who she is the right fit for her, right? Because when we do it the other way, what do men say? Well, you wasn't supposed to be out here choosing anyway, or oh, well, you should have chose better. Why didn't you vet this one out? So it's like if we're out here doing the choosing, we automatically are out of order according to, especially for like this channel, right? This channel is, trad, like, marriage and family. It's out of order anyway. Order operations means, y'all get together, he decides, he gets the ring, like, you come with your uterus and your cooking skills and, and you make things happen. So like,
Hey, hold on, Kit. Say that one more time. What do you come with?
I mean, according to y'all, you just, you come. Don't bring your witch, just bring your tits.
Oh.
All right. All right.
Jessica, what you gotta say, Jess? What you gotta say? Shoot.
Just ponytail about to be in the back of her head, girl.
I'm gonna go along with the sentiments of Kit, and I'd rather swim in a pool of lemon juice with 100 cuts before I.
Oh man.
Salt water.
Yeah, but I mean, and as she said, with the way things usually go, they already had 10 years down and a child, right? So odds are, if he didn't propose to her during that time, that's not what he wanted. And then even the silence was loud before he kind of felt pressured.
Silence made me feel some kind of way.
Mind you, if it was the other way around and he prompted the question, she would have probably been right like, yes. No, that's
I could add the male. Yeah, I could add the male perspective to that and just let you know, ladies, never do that. Never do that. I don't care if you got the softest, most, gullible man alive. Never get on your knees and propose to a man. We have one thing that all men know is that we gatekeep marriage. That's what we own. Women gatekeep sex. We gatekeep marriage. Women gatekeep their womb, so they tell us when and how a child is going to be born into this world. We have no say so. But the one thing you have a say so is, as men, is marriage. So if a woman decides to get on her knees, that is something that lets you know that that man does not truly love you. He does not want to be with you. He does not want to protect you. He doesn't want to offer you, shout outs to Crimson Cure, those 4 Ps. So ladies, never, ever, ever get on your knees and think it's okay to ask a man, will you marry me? All right.
Hands
So
on
we're
your
going to keep
knees.
that
Hands
topic.
on your knees.
I mean, like my man said, he said it. He said it. I didn't say it, so I don't want to get no slack for it, right? But he said, where is that? Where is that chat? Ah, man, is it this one? He said, there is only one time a woman should be on both. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. It was the chat. It was the chat. So, anyways, we are going to get off of this topic and move
Please move along.
on.
Move along.
Ooh, boy.
Let's move on. We are going to get to our final topic. We are brushing through because that first topic took a little bit of time. All right, so here we go.
What did he just say? What did he just say? What did he just say?
All right.
32.
I'm 40.
How do you know each other?
We are both travel nurses.
So are you currently dating or?
What are we doing?
We're getting to know each other.
We're getting to know each other. We're in the talking stages, yeah.
If you guys got into a relationship and he had to move out of state for a job opportunity, would you drop everything and move with him, or would you stay here in Charlotte and live your own life?
I don't really believe in dropping everything to move with someone.
No matter how long you've been in it together.
No, we would have to be very committed.
So this man could have invested all his time, money, energy, and effort for 2 years, but you still wouldn't be willing to leave and go with him.
That's messed up, yo.
Correct. I would not drop everything to, like, no. Would you do that for me?
No, yes, you're supposed to move for me.
Would you do that for me, though?
No.
So that's not how it works. No.
But see, it works so much better if the woman moves with the man. If a man moves to a woman, there's an imbalance there. You know what I'm saying? But
if the man's paying for the bills,
it doesn't matter who pays. Like, that's like schematics.
All right, ladies, is it okay to move a man in with you? Do you feel for a long-term relationship, not just something that boyfriend, girlfriend? Do you think it's okay for a man to move in with you, and if that's just the way it should be?
That wasn't that. You talking about the question from the video, or this is your question?
That's my question. That's my question off of the, because we can't talk about the whole video, but basically he's saying, would you, he's saying, would you move with me? And she's like, no, would you move with me? And it's a back and forth, right? And he's talking about the imbalance of when a man moves with a woman, right? So is it okay would y'all be okay to move for your man? Do you think that that's the natural order of things? Or is it okay for a man to move in with you?
I mean, my answer is pretty. I mean, my answer is pretty cut and dry because I'm long-term relationships. No. Marriage, yes. That's my stance on it. She said commitment in the video, like, oh, there needs to be a serious commitment. But I feel like the only grounds for me would be marriage, because there's way more at stake than just, oh, we've been together for 2 years, and then tomorrow you wake up and you mad because he's continuing to leave the seat up in the, you know what I'm saying, you keep falling in the toilet bowl. Like, no, nobody got time for that. So when you're in a marriage, yes, figure it out. Y'all make the best, financial situation for your family, because it's bigger than you at that point when you are in a marriage. But long-term relationships, I just hear no, because things change. Things change in them little situations. I ain't with that. That's my stance.
Sydney, how you feel about this?
No, I agree with Dion. I mean, I've definitely been on both sides of that at a younger age when I was dating. I moved with somebody, I've had somebody move with me. And in hindsight, I would never do it again. I'm married now, so obviously, in a committed relationship, either way is for the betterment of the marriage. So no, if it's not serious, locked in, loaded, married, no, I'm not doing it. Mm-mm.
Okay, Kit, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Those edibles gotta be incredible. Oh my God.
No, I'm sitting over here like, no, I'm not doing that shit. Like, no. Like, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Like, I don't, here's the thing. I don't necessarily, anything can be imbalanced if it's not properly done, if it's not properly set, right? So, for one, I personally feel like I've done the whole move for a man in a relationship long term, and no, I'm not doing that again because again, that's what I personally feel like that's temporary commitment, right? Until you have a ring and a date where things are more solidified and in reality, and I know some people hate to hear this analogy, but you're single until you're proven married. You know
You
what I'm
are
saying? When you fill
100% agree.
when you fill out those forms, there is nothing for boyfriend, there's nothing for significant other. There's you are single, married, head of household, divorced, widow, something along those lines.
Yep.
So for me, the before the ring is what we call like you're still in that getting to know you stage. Even if you are engaged, you're still, there's several engagements that have, cut and baked before the actual nuptials got said. So, no, like, and I think it saves a whole bunch of heartache and extras when it's done in a proper way. If you move in and things don't work out, now you gotta move out. We gotta separate stuff, blah blah. If you done moved across country, you may not know people, and it's actually happened to a friend of mine, and
I know a lot of people.
like really wild story. Like he was younger than the chick, and she moved him down here. Of course, we embrace him as a friend. You know what I'm saying? She winds up being girls gone wild. Even after like they got married, like he did like a whole surprise proposal, the whole 9 yards. They were married. All of a sudden, she goes girls gone wild. Now this man is down here. All of his family is back up top. Now we're his friend's family, you know what I'm saying? Because he wound up staying because he got a job and all kind of other stuff. But then so and keep in mind, he moved down here, they got engaged and got married, and it still happened. So like I need sureties. Like do I get your family goats or something? Like, nah, I need something. I need
not the goats. So Jess, what's your feelings on the topic, Jess?
I mean, I'm pretty much on the same page with them all. Like, God forbid that y'all break up and then you're like uprooted, and then, and yes, that can happen with marriage, but then most of the time, the stands of marriage is supposed to be for the rest of your life. So that's a solidified commitment if you're taking it right, if you're taking it correctly. So whereas a relationship, you can be in and out as you please, technically, if you really think about it. Like when you're ready to break up, if you're like, okay, I'm done with this relationship, it's like a easier, okay, bye. And then you're uprooting your whole life to go with this person. It's not a wise decision overall.
Right. I mean, and just to offer the male perspective to this, I definitely encourage young men that I know to never move in with a woman. Right. At this point, this day and age, I do believe it's wise of a man to get something and move a woman into. I believe that, and I know I'm on a panel full of women. Even if it's something that was passed down to you and you move your woman into it, or it's something that you buy, or it's something or you come together with your woman and put your chips in one, right? So everyone's name, So listen, before I was married, Dion, I chose to go in women's homes, and I've been kicked out.
Yeah, you was a
It happens,
homosexual.
right?
It's okay.
I was a homosexual.
Reform.
You know what I'm saying?
It's okay. You are
A
Praise God.
reformed
Praise
homo.
God for deliverance.
You are
Praise
a
God for
reformed.
deliverance.
Look,
We are grateful.
You is special.
You are a new creature in Christ. Amen.
Sapiens need love too. Homo sapiens need love too. It's okay.
But it got to be a time when a man gets out of that, right? And he grows up, and he learns how to put his big boy pants on and tackle the world. And in order to have that,
And you did, baby, when you got me. You did.
Yes. And in order for a man to have that balance, right, where he himself, let's say you're a man that wants a traditional household, you have to now give a woman a reason to give you that. Even though people be like, oh, women are naturally supposed to be like that. Listen, today's women are not born that way. They weren't raised that way. So you have to give them something to feel that level of, and it is what it is. You can argue with me in the chat. I know I'm gonna get back, whatever from men later on. But women are not raised naturally today to be that way. So you have to be the one to say, yo, hey, lady, I can provide. So come with me. Don't be the man to say, I'm moving with you. And when a woman gets mad at you, not for nothing, more women are known to say, hey, I'm mad at you. There's the door. Hit the streets. Most men don't do that when they get mad. Most, not all, but most. So I advise all young men.
Unless you wearing what he don't want you to wear, like last week.
Oh yeah, that was a conversation last week. Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, put her on the street. If she's running out in them streets, coming home late at night, find your shit up tight. So anyways, this was a great conversation. I enjoyed it tonight. We hit our 2-hour mark, and we all have work in the morning. So
I have a half a day. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Lucky
Oh, that's
you.
good. That's good.
Lucky you.
And
Maybe you could go to brunch. Maybe you could go to brunch with Dion. So, with that being said,
You know
what I'm saying? We are going to end the show here on this topic. Great conversation, ladies. If y'all don't mind doing me a favor, hang out for a little bit. We'll just chop it up in the back room. This was a great episode, great show, great topic about sex she read and so on and so forth, and the whole debauchery that's happening in our community. But we will see y'all later.
Now I gotta go watch Black Panther. Man, is this your king?
Ratchets need they superheroes.
Is this your king?
Make you wanna stay with me. Is there something I can do to show my love for you? Call